This is undefeated WBO Jr lightweight world champion Mikey Garcia, who goes up against #1 contender Juan Burgos. The fight takes place Saturday, January 25th at the theater at Madison Square Garden. It'll be broadcast live on HBO Boxing After Dark, and both gentlemen were at Kingsway Gym in New York City. And now let's go to the interviews.
It's not an easy fight for either one of us. He's definitely got good skills. He's got experience. He's tough. He's durable. He does have good power. You know, height, reach. You know, I have my skill set. I have my abilities. So it's only going to be a very good fight. We'll see Saturday night who can do better.
Burgos said he liked seeing you go down in your last fight. He says he saw something there. He can capitalize on it. He says he got the power to do it again. Your thoughts on that?
Definitely could. I mean, any punch could, you know, drop an opponent if it's right on the button. And last fight, you know, he caught me, and Martinez had a decent punch behind him as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if Martinez, feels, Burgos, if he feels that because Martinez dropped me, you know, he could do it too. I mean, yeah, sure. I mean, he could feel that, but, you know, we'll see Saturday night.
Has your brother talked to you at all about, Mikey, don't be thinking about next fight, Gamboa or Pacquiao or any of that stuff? What has he said to that about not getting in that your head?
We don't pay attention to that. I mean, even though, you know, we back and forth talks here and there, and comments back and forth between, you know, Gamboa and my team or whatever, it doesn't really affect me. I'm focused on Saturday night. I'm focused on Burgos. That's what we have in front. That's what we have to beat. So that's the main focus is Juan Carlos Burgos.
Is that exciting, you know, hearing that name Pacquiao in the future? I mean, that's a fight that a lot of people would want to have their resume.
It definitely does excite a little bit, you know, because it means that I'm taking it, you know, into consideration for big fights like that. But you know, that's not right now. It's going to take some time to finally get there. You know, we don't even know if it's going to happen.
Do you want to stay at this weight? I mean, how soon do you want to wait until you move up? There's talk about you know, in divisions.
It all depends on the options and the fights that are in front of me. If 130 seems to be a division where I can unify titles and the fights are actually possible, then I'll stay here, you know, try to do that. But if fights ain't gonna happen at 130, and if we have better options, better fights at 135 or even 140 later down, you know, by the end of the year, then we'll move up. You know, it all depends on what fights are available.
Do you feel ready though? I mean, like your body-wise, that you could move up and still carry the same power?
I feel I could be moving up to 135 right now pretty comfortably. You know, 140, you got to take a little more time, maybe, you know, build that, you know, body mass to that division. But it all depends on you know, what fights, you know, in front of me. If they offer me a fight at 135, of course I'm gonna train a little different to make sure that when I do gain that weight, it's not really fat. It's just, you know, body mass and muscle that we're gaining, and we're not losing speed, that we're not gonna lose power. So it all depends on what fight we're looking after.
For 140, is that like a year down the road, you think, or how far away is that?
It could be, you know, by the end of the year. If my body just grows. I mean, I've been growing, you know, pretty rapidly in the last 9 months. You know, after that Lopez fight, you know, my body just grew a lot more than it was. So, you know, sometimes, you know, it could be sooner than I expect.
How's your weight right now? Are you fine for this fight?
Yeah, we're good for this. 130 seems comfortable for me. I feel comfortable at 130. Last time, you know, we made 130 with no problem. This time we're the same thing. But like I said, if the options are better at 135, I'm gonna move up in 135. But I'll make sure that I gain the right weight, you know, and not just, you know, overweight. So right now, 130 seems a very good weight for me.
Do you find that like working out bulks you up a little bit more too? Puts, you know, I know I work out a lot. It seems like my weight goes up more.
It does. It does a little bit, but that's where the diet comes into play also. Yeah, I mean, when we're working out, you do build some muscle and maybe gain a little bit of weight from the muscle increase, but the diet will help you, you know, keep the weight down, you know, the right weight. You know, you don't want to be overweight.
Can you still make 26, or you're here 130?
I'm now at 130. Originally, I thought I could do 126, and even last camp, everything went so well. You know, we came in at 128 in a quarter or something, and I thought we could maybe do the 126 once again. But for this time, I mean, that's our behind. I feel that 130 is the way that I want to be at now.
You gonna stay out there, clean the division?
We want to make sure we stay at 130. And get the fights that mean, you know, more to me at 130 before moving anywhere else.
Right. So do you see yourself as dominating 130 and then gradually moving up
that's
consecutively?
Yes, that's how I would really like it. But like as I mentioned earlier, if the fights can be made, if the unification fights cannot, get negotiated, and there's better options at 135, then I'll move up to 135 to find something at that lightweight division.
Yeah. Because you're tall, you have a welterweight height, and you're solid. So that would make sense for you to stay at 130 because you can't go back to 26. You have to move forward.
Yeah. Well, that's exactly why we right now would really like to unify titles at 130, and stay here for a couple more fights. But if the negotiations aren't going so well, and there's better fights for me at 135, then we'll move up to 135 and look for something there.
On an off note, you already a deputy city sheriff or police officer?
No, we
still in the class because
everybody asks still. We graduated from the police and sheriff's reserve academy, but I am not working. I'm not in any department. I'm focused on boxing. My boxing career is first right now. That's just something to fall back on.
The future.
Yes, for the future.
So the training camp is perfect. You're ready to go. You're just going to loosen up the rest of the week.
That's exactly the plan.
And go in and do battle.
Yes, that's exactly the plan. We are right on track. Everything, the camp went well. Had a very good camp, about 9-week training camp. So I'm in really good shape. I have full faith in my abilities for Saturday night.
You're a calm, cool, and collected. I mean, that's from my perception when I see you in the ring. You're cool. You box. You study. You study the blueprint of what the opponent brings to the table. There are times, and I hope you don't mind my making a comparison, that at times I see that this is what Mayweather does. And you go out there and you plan and see, okay, I gave you this round, but now I know what you got to do. Is that the way you are?
Very, very, very close. Maybe almost there. I just take my time. Like you said, I like to look for my opponent's mistakes, look for the right moments to attack, to retreat. I'm studying my opponent, reading my opponent's body language, looking at their eyes. I'm just very observative, of everything, and I do take my time. I'm calm. I make sure that when I do go for a good punch, that it's most likely gonna land. I'm not just gonna throw punches just to throw punches. That's just how I fight, and that's who I am. I'm in the ring. I'm very patient, very calm, just looking for the right moments.
Just like that left hook to the liver, Rocky Martinez. And that ended the fight.
That ended. It was a opportunity that I saw. I really don't look for that punch that much. You got to be real close to your opponent to look for that punch, and I wasn't doing that. But that opportunity showed up. He leaned forward, left his body open, and I took the body shot and put him down.
Okay, Mickey. Thanks a lot. God bless. And the best on Saturday, January 25th, MSG. You're coming back to win. Or keep? Back. Oh, no, not to win, to keep.
Keep. This time we'll be keeping and taking it back home with us.
Okay. God bless.